Episode 171. I waited until the weather was nice and good for recording, but that probably isn't going to matter a few moments from now. It's a beautiful day here in the Sea of Clouds. Probably pretty shitty over in Corthus. We'll see. Even after everything he has been through, he manages to remain so optimistic. I think you're pretty optimistic yourself, but I guess a Manolane is pretty different. Very well, I admit it. It was an incredibly harrowing experience. I could very well have died, you know. Me. Dead. On the other hand, by risking life and limb in the line of duty, I did succeed in uncovering the existence of a new primal, and that old girl is no small feat. I have made an historic discovery. In fact, even Lady Thanite will have no choice but to acknowledge. Yes, I am rather looking forward to basking in the sunshine of her praise. Speaking of which, isn't it time we made our triumphant return? How do I look? Dashing as always, with a suitable sprinkling of dirt and sweat? Excellent. Let us return to Lady Thanite at once. There's the flavor. I think with more frequency, starting from here on, in Heavensward and expansions beyond, talking to quest NPCs after they've given you the required stuff, the important information, they're going to have fun flavor, sometimes. At least more often than they did in A Realm Reborn. I think it was sometimes in A Realm Reborn, but I definitely remember it not being as often as I would have liked. I should probably try to speed this up. You can see more of the map if you zoom out this way. It's kind of weird that you see the whole map, but when you're in this view, there's still the fog of war. I guess creating the fog of war for this view of the map is something harder to do. Whatever the case is, it gives you a little bit of a spoiler for the layout, I guess, if you consider that a spoiler. Sometimes I do. Sometimes you can intuit some things based on the map layout. At least I feel like I have. Nothing major though. It's mainly whenever parts of the map end up looking a bit different from others. Like this is obviously a structure. That's not really anything, but in other parts or other maps for later expansions, I can think of ways that this might be spoilery. It doesn't matter. Thank you, Mistress Moriko. Thank you. If you had not rushed to his aid, I dare not think what would have happened. Praise Halone, I feared the worst. What happened out there? We shot him. A primal? Are you sure? Well, I guess if we shot at that primal, there's a pretty good chance we would have missed how far away it was. Yet, now that I think on it, this Bismarck is reminiscent of the white whale of Vanu legend, a massive creature said to swim in the Sea of Clouds. From what I have learned of comparable summonings, the presence of the Vanu's god would certainly explain the sudden change in their behavior toward the people of Camp Cloudtop. Being enthralled. What was the word again? Tempered? You mean to say that they have fallen under the primal's influence? I recall reading of such things in the documents provided by Master Alfinode. Come on, you've got an expert on primal summoning right in front of you. Just ask her. Aren't we forgetting something important, Lady Thanite? A little recognition for the hero of the hour? A few choice expressions of gratitude, respect, admiration, and so on. Why yes, you are right of course. Mistress Moriko deserves all that, and more. for having risked her life to rescue such an esteemed personage. Well, if there is naught else to discuss, I would depart for Ishgard forthwith. The Holy See and the Temple Knights must be informed of this new threat without delay. But of course, Mistress Moriko, you have done more than enough here. Pray return to Ishgard with Lord Horsefont, and give my warmest regards to the Count. So that's it then. No more forays into enemy territory? Very well. I can see my services are no longer needed. Take care, Lady Lanite. May our next meeting take place under more felicitous circumstances. And off he goes. What a guy. He's very chipper. All's well that ends well, eh? To the airship landing then. We can speak on the journey home. All things considered, Emanelaine came through relatively unscathed. More's the pity. He might have learned something otherwise. Pretty brutal, Lanite. That guy almost died. Now we could take the normal way back. We can also just return. What do I want to do? Maybe I'll just sit here forever and try to decide if I want to walk uphill, and then click on a guy that'll take me to an airship landing, or if I just want to teleport back. It'd be more RP to walk back up. Teleporting, though, would help me get all the content that I want to get in fewer episodes. This is an important decision for how I want to play this game in all future episodes. I shouldn't just decide on a whim. Alright, that's enough. This is still less time than it would have taken to walk uphill. I've already done enough teleporting in a Realm Reborn, so I've already ripped the band-aid off, so to speak, or whatever. And here we are. Just pretend that we took the airship with the rest of these guys. And here we are, back in Ishgard. I confess I have always been rather fond of airship travel. Me too, Horsefont. There's truly no better way to travel. The chill of the wind upon your face. The warmth of the blood pumping in your veins from the excitement. I find the whole experience indescribably invigorating. It would be an absolute shame if someone didn't experience that and teleported instead. Or mayhap it is simply the joy of having cheated death yet again? In any event, I must make for the congregation and inform Sir Aymeric of all that has occurred. Emanelaine should have returned to the manor by now. Why not go and see if he has recovered from his ordeal? Where'd your shield go? And his sword. I guess he put them down somewhere. Right, no mounting. Just an instinct to hop on the mount sometimes. I think that instinct is also exaggerated by the fact that I'm playing as a Lalafell. And feeling like I'm so small makes me feel like I need to pull out my mount to get anywhere, even though my ground speed is the same as anyone else's. Except for ninjas, who get like a plus 10% ground speed or something. However that works. Oh, didn't even notice these banners before. Yeah, never look upwards this way, because... well, I guess because I didn't play Lalafell before. There's a Hyonarte, symbol of rose. And come to think of it, we also had dealings with House Hyonarte during the Valention's event that we did on Komor. The whole rose thing. This one. Put this on the hotbar. Oh. Where is it? Right. Over here. It's a very important emote we'll need to have in case we need to, I don't know, supplicate ourselves before the high houses or something. Give them the roses of House Hyonarte. Very important decorum for Ishgardian high society. Let me in. Welcome, Mistress Moiko. Shall I show you inside the manor? Tracking your dirty boots into the manor. My lord, the Count was utterly beside himself, Mistress Moiko. 'Tis a mercy you were not here to witness it. Got told out, huh? Oh, it's Yoko Moi. Gods, why did he have to strike me so hard? A little bit rough. Father, he did not approve of how I handled matters in Camp Cloudtop. How I endangered the lives of others through my own reckless and incompetence. Well, that's true. I guess the father does have the responsibility of making sure this doesn't continue. It's not easy playing the hero, is it? I'm sure he'll learn his lesson someday, or something. I'm just going to sell these, so give me whatever. All materia from all previous expansions become pretty much unusable, unless it's like the directly preceding expansion, in which case the material of that level tends to be useful for percentage statistical reasons that I really shouldn't get into because I'm just going to stutter all over the place trying to say some mathematical terms or something. Suffice to say, all of the materia from here up until Shadowbringers or something gonna be useless, just taking up inventory space until we sell it. Let us begin anew, Mistress Moiko. I am Sir Artourel de Fortance, eldest son of Count Edmond de Fortance. You will forgive me my outburst, I hope, referring to the one that he did many episodes ago, before we did the intermission with House Hyonarte. For him it was just yesterday, even though we just had that whole adventure with the Manolane. I meant no disrespect. I merely consider myself equal to the duties entrusted to me, unlike some. Yeah, we just had a handful of that. Orshafant has spoken of you often. If you're even half the woman he claims, I shall be glad to have you at my side. To the matter at hand, then. We will be assisting my esteemed compatriots of Houses Durandare and Ismail. Alright, we already got a preview on what these guys are like. And we can see, just by the way he italicized the word esteemed, exactly what's going on here. You are aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it? Well, suffice it to say, the prospect of assisting said houses does not fill me with joy. When playing on my main character, I probably couldn't even keep track of 2 houses, let alone 4. But now they're all pretty much under the belt, just thanks to the whole machinist quest fresh in my mind, which pretty much dealt with all 4 of them, kind of. At least Ismail and Durandare were kind of on the opposite side, so they kind of blend together to me. I actually forget if Tito Grinch, the antagonist from that, was Durandare or Dismail. I think he's Dismail. Might be Durandare. Whatever. However, it is the will of the Holy See that we set aside our differences at this crucial juncture. But we shall speak more of that anon. First, we must needs secure transport to Falcon's Nest. Let us make for the Chocobo stables in Foundation. And here we go to the second half of the beginning questline, the other branch. If things go well, we would probably get through the meat of this in one episode, just like we did with Manolane. They should be relatively the same lengths. How do I... right. Should be the Aetheryte closest to the Machinist Guild. Or whatever it's called. The Manufactory. I guess they're not called guilds here, not like all the jobs in Eorzea, or whatever. the chocobo keep. I've secured chocobo quarters for the two of us. The chocobo keep as yours. Right, so this would have been before the player character's chocobo could fly, because you unlocked flying later in Heavensward, so the first time you did this you had to fly on someone else's chocobo technically. But the way things work now, you would have unlocked flying in Heaven, or in A Realm Reborn, just like we did with Komoy. So this just kind of feels like extraneous to get a chocobo that can fly, but that's what we're doing here. Greetings, Mr. Smoiko. I've saddled a black chocobo for your journey to the Western Highlands, as per Lord Artuarel's instruction. Will this be your first time riding a black chocobo, may I ask? If so, you're in for a treat. As I dare say you know, this particular breed can fly. Given the right conditions, they can carry you quite high, too. Even over snowfolk. Yeah, so this is even more complication. It's like a whole history of things that change. When this first came out, you didn't actually unlock flying on your chocobo. There were mounts that could fly and mounts that couldn't. Your chocobo couldn't fly, but you could unlock a black chocobo that could fly, if I recall correctly. Of course, I never actually played the game when it was like that. My chocobo went on my main character could always fly, like Komoy. And then they changed it so that I think your chocobo could fly after doing some quests or something that are over in a different part of the Heavensward map. And then after that, they changed it even more so that your chocobo can just fly whenever without those quests. And then they changed it even more, or maybe at the same time, so that all mounts can fly. So there's no difference, you can just use whatever. Which creates a little weird thing where, well, it looks weird for any mounts that can't normally fly, because a lot of mounts were designed without flying in mind. And even in current times, they find weird reasons to make mounts that couldn't normally fly. It's neither here nor there. You needn't worry about directing the bird, of course. Like all porters, she's trained to carry you to your destination all by herself. So just relax and enjoy the view. Oh, but be sure not to relax your grip, will you? 2 hands on the reins at all times, if you please.
To the frozen wastes of the Western Highlands, once verdant tracts made pallid by the calamity. Beyond the towering wall of ice, to lands long forsaken that the knights of Ishgard strove tirelessly to reclaim. To the hamlet of Falcon's Nest, once abandoned, now freed of its pall of snow and ash, she came.
And as our narrator said, apparently this place used to always be, well, not snowy. It's a thing a lot of players, myself included, forget. Just based on the lore, this whole place, before the Calamity 5 years ago, was just green or something. It's weird to think about. Whenever I think of Ishgard and Corthus, it always just seems like the frozen north to me. Hard to imagine what it would have looked like. Guess we'll never know. Although 1.0, I think you would see part of Corthus green in 1.0. Not this part, but whatever. The world looks quite different from viewed from the back of an airborne chocobo, does it not? I still find the experience strangely liberating. To business. Sir Redwald is in charge here. He should be expecting us. Get rid of this first of all. And here, Sir Redwald. Who are you and what do you do? Ishgard's proud standard flies over Falcon's Nest once more. We must see that it remains so. Recently reclaimed or something? Ah, there. And I guess all over the place, all of the flags. They're standard. Can you go in here? No, it's barred. Are there any interiors you can go into? I can't really remember, I don't really come here that often. Oh, cool. Oh, and it seems like there's like story stuff going on. Could be a side quest too. Or like a job quest. Just some kind of kitchen. You should be working, not warming yourself up by the fire. Could say the same thing about us though. Don't let the truth griping deter you. Traditional Courthin soup really is delicious. Would you like to try some yourself? After all, the proof of the pudding, soup, is in the eating. Not right now. We're on duty. It's been far, far too long, Lord Artoriel. And who might your companion be? We're famous. Pray forgive our lateness, Sir Redwald. I present to you Komori Moriko, Ward of House Fortance. Ah, yes, of course. Lord Drillmont spoke of you. I, Sir Redwald of House Durandare, do bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest. Right, Durandare is the bell. The bell is the bell from Camp Whiteprim, in the other part of Corsus, where Drillmont is. That's how we can remember, distinguish Durandare from Dismail. And Dismail is the tower, like Dismail Darkhold, the dungeon. We are both eager to contribute to the settlement's restoration. How may we be of service? Before we speak of that, would I be correct in assuming that Mistress Moriko is unfamiliar with our recent history? Then with your permission, I shall recount the tale for her benefit. Thank you. I was just expounding upon that. I didn't actually think we'd get the history. But that makes sense. We're just arriving here for the first time, so. Of course, they give you the lore in the first quest that you're doing in the place. As you may know, Falcon's Nest was once a hamlet, with a small garrison of knights and some few villagers. And then came the calamity. When it became clear that the snow would not stop falling, we had no choice but to order a complete withdrawal. The settlement and the entirety of the Western Highlands were to be abandoned. Abandoned to the heretics. Lady Iceheart and her kind have walked these lands with impunity ever since. Aye, but no longer. The Holy See has commanded the reclamation of the Western Highlands and the expulsion of the heretical elements. Falcon's Nest is key to accomplishing these objectives, but as you can see, rebuilding the hamlet will be no small undertaking. Our craftsmen require support and protection. Any assistance you can offer will be greatly appreciated. As promised, we of House Fortance are at your disposal, Sir Redwald. You need but tell us where to begin. Unicorn, Rose, Bell, and Tower. The 4 houses. Like a steel trap in my mind or something, whatever the term is. Sir Redwald and I are discussing how to deal with the heretics in this region. In the meantime, I ask that you see to other matters. Several craftsmen in service to House Dismail are contributing to the restoration of Falcon's Nest. These men and women are quite skilled at building and repairing fortifications, but their progress has been hampered by a number of factors. Ross, their foreman, tells me he has need of a woman with your talents. Would you be so kind as to seek him out? There's Ross. We can have a little look around, I guess. Good luck with that. And I guess we should attune to the Aether, right? But we're gonna walk in that direction soon enough, so... Can we go inside here? That's a window. That's barred off. Guess we can just go to the back. I do remember there are striking dummies here. Used to practice my rotation on these. On my main character. It was around the time where the rotation was a bit more complicated on the classes I was playing on my main character, since I was level 50 and beyond at that time. And it wasn't like a Realm Reborn where I could just kind of ignore those sorts of things. Had to actually put some brain power into how things were supposed to be weaved in and whatnot. And what's this? Just a second floor? We can't go inside. Not very exciting. Can't even imagine what this building is. Let's just call it a hotel or something. No one can say otherwise, right? It's the nest. The Falcon's Nest. Hotel Falcon's Nest. I'm creating lore as I'm playing. Alright, that's enough. So I'm just sitting there in front of the Aether, right? Seems like they're looking for a duty. Yes, I'm Ross, and who might you be? We're famous. Ah, the promised help. Glad to have you aboard. I have the honor of overseeing this fine mess you see before you. Sent me over one of them blackbirds. On one of them blackbirds, same as you. To build and mend and tell others how to build and mend. But fury take me, this ice. It's bloody unnatural how fast it forms. It's icicle sprites, I tell you. Mark my words, there are pockets of them here and there. Just waiting for me to turn my back, so they can sneak out and do their dirty work. So I need you to search the hamlet and put an end to it. If you stand watch long enough, you're sure to find them. Great. What an idiot I am. For exploring the area right before the quest where they make you explore the area. They didn't exactly do this in... No, wait. They did exactly this in the last area we were in the Sea of Clouds. When you were talking to all of those knights or whatever, they made you explore the area that way. It's the same thing here. I should have expected it. Get out here. Help me with these, please. Pretty decent opener, I think. No clipping or whatever. I don't think so. Do I have? No. Thought I had this ability. Don't remember when you learned that one. That one makes your opening a lot faster. If you have a lot of downtime between battles or whatever. It's a once every 2-minute ability. And lo and behold, all of these quest locations are taking me to the exact places I already went to. Again, how foolish of me. Down here? How many this time, too? Just sitting there. Now AFK. It's cold out here. You'll catch a cold. Now there's a woman what looks like she's found her marks. You're just the sort we need around here. The kind that'll hop to when she sees a task undone. You're a damn hand at Warcraft, I can tell. Not that I have any skill at arms to speak of, mind, but it doesn't take an expert to recognize expertise. Yes, lavish Komorian praise. That's how you trick her to do your dirty work. Be a waste to keep you to myself when there are others would need help same as me. So if you're keen to keep on doing what you've done, I'd ask you to head north to the Pike. The bloody huge statue out in the waste, if you've never been. Mason by the name of Dearmont is out there attending to the thing. Good man, Dearmont, but I reckon he's taken on too much work for one. Might be there's something you can do for him. And before we hop on our chocobo and head right out. The Aetherite. I didn't forget. It'd be a shame if I did. Clothes she's wearing are the endgame clothes from this expansion. High-level item stuff. It's also a pretty good glamour. Oh, and we leveled up just by seeing the blizzardy wastelands of Corsus Northern Highlands, or Western whatever. Truly a sight worth leveling up on. Can't really see anything. Oh, we can turn around though and see, I guess, Falcon's Nest. I guess that is the actual Falcon's Nest up there, not what I was calling Hotel Falcon's Nest. So they just have this for like a lookout tower or something, I guess. I don't think I've ever been to the top when you unlock flying. Maybe it never crossed my mind. If I remember on Komor, maybe I'll do it. Deep eyes. I like these things. It's just kinda... Well, I mean, look at them. I mean, don't look at them, they'll hypnotize you. Is it the Eye of Providence? Or perhaps the Eye of Ra? No. It's the Eye of a Deep Eye. Now this takes me back. On my main character, just for fun, because it was one of the characters that one of the classes that I unlocked pretty late into the game. Just for the fun of leveling it up in duty for that. I would do all of my machinist stuff in first person, roleplay a first person shooter and whatnot. It was pretty doable. Especially because you could stand a pretty decent ways away if you weren't the tank. You could get a pretty decent view of the battlefield even in first person. But we're not going to do that as Komor. Well, maybe one dungeon. I'll think about it. It's not like I'm going to have any trouble staying alive, not in these low-level dungeons. I was just kind of sticking to the pass, but I guess we go off the pass here. What are you doing all the way out here? You could get hypnotized by a deep eye or something. Apparently he's hypnotized by whatever this statue is supposed to be. The Pike. Hail to you, traveler. What brings you out this way? Foreman Ross bid you assist me? Well, far be it from me to turn down a helping hand. I've been tasked with the restoration of this sculpture. 5 years of neglect have not been kind, to say the least. Fortunately, I've just the right thing for it. Rather, those deep eyes have it. Okay, he is here for the deep eyes. If you could slay 3 and bring me their bristles, I would be in your debt. And here I go, wasting more time, or having already wasted time. I went and killed a deep eye when I didn't have to. Maybe I took on a bit more than I can chew. It's fine. My chocobo is a healer. It should be able to keep me alive from 3 mobs. Luckily there were 3 in 1 pack. There you are. Have you the bristles? Ah, feel how coarse that is? That's why they're perfect for scrubbing the soot from this statue. Beautiful, isn't it? A spitting image of Haldros, first of the Azure Dragoons, and one of Ishgard's founding fathers. A symbol of everything the Dravanians despise, which is why they've taken to searing it with dragonfire every time they pass by. But no longer will we suffer this desecration of our nation's hero. Soon this statue will be as it once was, a proud shining testament to the determination of Ishgard, and a message to the heretics that we have returned. The work may be hard and the conditions harsh, but as a proud Ishgardian, I could ask for no greater honor. Are you for Falcon's Nest? If so, I have a favor to ask. There's this knight, Sir Isidore, stationed at the anvil to the west of here. She's always treated me with kindness and respect. More than I deserve, to be honest. And he rode while you were away. She came through on patrol, and I think she might have left a package behind. Really. We were gone for like 30 seconds. Must have been one of those deliveries where they just leave it at your doorstep without a word. It's a bit of a detour, but would you mind returning it to her? My thanks to you, friend. You should be able to find Sir Isidore at the anvil, to the west of here. It's not on the way to Falcon's Nest, I know, but, well, I'm fairly certain that belongs to her, and since I can't leave the pike unattended. Here we are, playing delivery girl again. I guess the look that we have here isn't exactly a look in Eorzea, or anywhere beyond even, by which I mean it's not a recognizable look as an enforcer of the law or something. That's all knights and spearmen, or yellow jackets or something, depending on where you are. Nobody quite looks like this, so we probably look more like a male woman. I guess we are more that than anything else. That's a big goat, or deer? No, we're not fighting. What's the actual proper way to go this way? It's up there. I guess this is a viable way to go up there. I wanted to stick to the path, but this wasn't the right path. And actually, this isn't a viable way to get up there. Damn. No way we can Skyrim our way up? I didn't think so. Skyrim? No Skyrim. We got a chocobo. Just kind of sitting here. An NPC chocobo, to make it look like these people don't just get around by walking. I feel like I've never seen this before, or I don't see it very often. I mean, there are other places in the world that I can think of, but It just seemed notable to me. So why do they call this the Anvil? And why do they have this place? Just another lookout post or something? I mean, you have the Falcon's Nest right there. Anything you can see from up there, I think you could see from here. Mostly. What do you see? What's that, a package? I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about. Name says you. Confound it, that fool of a... What a waste. He was a gift adventurer. The Ermont labors day and night without regard for his own well-being. At the very least, he ought to try to eat better. No, I guess her name wasn't on it. Why not simply give it to him? Oh, why not simply give it to him? By the Fury, have you no sense of decorum? A highborn knight cannot be seen favoring a lowborn mason in such a manner. Ah, here we go. That decorum of high Ishgardian society that I was talking about. Nevertheless, I appreciate your concern, as well as your willingness to assist the Ermont. May your journey back to Falcon's Nest be safe and swift. Pray give me my regards to Sir Redwald. Caught between a pike and an anvil of my own. Oh, you're still here. Pray communicate my warmest regards to Sir Redwald, and nothing else. Old Ishgardian courtship. Very laboring process or whatever. Labored? It's involved. I could just teleport back, couldn't I? Not when I'm aggroed. But if I teleported back, I wouldn't see what this guy's up to. What are you doing? Just a traveler? Okay, that's fine. I like this. Give a little bit of fleshing out to the world or something. Oh, and there he goes. So much for the flesh. He's incorporeal now. Did this used to be a river or something? Or did it just ice over the dirt paths that used to be here? Why do they even walk on the ice? It seems like it would make more sense to walk on the snow. This is ice, right? And it just comes from the stairs here, so it couldn't be a river. I guess the dirt just iced over for some reason. I wonder if anybody in the world ever said, if I could live in Final Fantasy's world, I'd want to live in Falcon's Nest. Are there any RPers that pretend they're from Falcon's Nest? Maybe if somebody came from or was involved in the game from very early on, like at the time of Heavensward's release, they were limited in choice and might have selected Falcon's Nest if they didn't want to be directly from Ishgard or one of these other central areas. It doesn't matter. Same dialogue, and I must applaud your initiative, Mistress Moriko. Ross tells me you have been quite busy. Alas, we have not the time to thank you properly. I have a task to which I would commit all able-bodied men and women, you and Lord Artorel included. Point me at him. We've got the gun. Calm as ever, even when you must surely sense the gravity of the situation. That or empty-headed. Hopefully Komori can't hear me. I don't want him to point that gun my way. A veteran through and through, just as Lord Drillmont said. Good. We have lost contact with a reconnaissance party sent north to River's Meet in search of the heretics' hideaway. Whether they were attacked or met with some other misfortune, we know not. But regardless of the cause, we must act quickly, for this is a harsh, unforgiving land which can claim, and has claimed, the lives of many men. To ensure we find our missing knights as quickly as possible, I have assigned each party a different area to search. You and Lord Artorel will be working together. Seek him out, and when you are ready to depart, seek him out when you are ready to depart, and good luck. Lord Artoriel has a map with the assigned areas. Bring our knights home, Mistress Moriko. Great idea. Send the woman that knows nothing of this area in the search party. It seems we have been assigned the area near Camp Riversmeet, Mistress Moriko. Lest you are unaware, the camp was one of many our knights were forced to abandon when we withdrew from the Chorus's western highlands. One of many sacrifices made in the wake of the calamity. It would not surprise me if our knights took shelter there. There is but one way to find out, though. Let us be off. I guess he did send us with the guy that does know the area, so... But then he runs off ahead of us. It's fine. We can just pretend that he's, and I guess we're supposed to pretend, that he's alongside us, guiding us along the way. There is, of course, limited technology for how NPCs move around. And even if you could make this an escort quest or a reverse escort quest, people wouldn't want to be limited by how slow the NPC is. I wonder what percentage of time an NPC runs off and, like, fades away into nothingness to reconvene with you later on. What percentage of time they do that when they're actually supposed to be alongside you, like, in your party, so to speak. Like in any other RPG, where you just have one character on screen, but the whole party is together. Sometimes they actually do run away from you, or run off ahead of you, and other times they are just with you, I think. Actually, it might be a lower percentage than I thought. Every time I can think of, most characters have a kind of dialogue line that say, "Ah, you've made it," or "Oh, you got here before me," or something like that. Yeah, so I guess he's not really supposed to be with us. Even if we are supposed to be searching together. I guess we're searching at the destination, which is over that way. I know there's like a ravine here. Here's a pretty decent view. I mean, other than the weather. Can't see to the other side of the map, though. Not really. There, below us. Camp Riversmeet, or what remains of it. I see no way to descend the cliff safely from here. Should we fall, the beast below would make short work of us. Yes, I have experience with that. I've commented on that very thing in like several episodes, but I won't comment further on it. Come, I know a path to the riverbed below, east of the Black Iron Bridge. A player could very well just jump down and expect to survive on 1 HP if they don't aggro any enemies, but Artoriel is being RP. Even if he didn't suggest it, I would have been RP myself. If the reconnaissance party came this way, I see no sign of it. Still, it is possible that recent storms have obscured their trail. Or that they took an alternate route to Camp Riversmeet. Until we investigate the camp itself, we cannot be certain. We must press on. Just realized. Only meant to do this for like 1 episode or something. How many episodes have I had this on? Kind of wanted the special white mage parting. My Chocobo is, after all, a level 10 healer. I should be using the barding that I got special from that. And it'll also mask us against the snow, camouflage. They'll never see us coming. I wonder what color I want to make my chocobo. On my main character was a nice shade of colibri pink. I haven't really decided what I wanted for Komoy, and even if I did, I would have to actually buy an apartment with like 500,000 gil at minimum, or a house for even more money, or join someone's FC to use their stable, but I'm not the type of person to just join an FC just to use a stable. The camp appears to be deserted, and yet I cannot shake the feeling that... Mistress Moiko, pray search the camp while I stand watch. We dare not let the enemy take us unawares. Easy for you to say. You watch and make us do all the work. Let's get around that guy. Gaunt figures. Oh great, we got this guy now too. And I'm stunned. Get out of here. Are you alright? I heard sounds of a struggle. I thought you were watching our back. You didn't see all of that? Thank the Fury. I thought no one would come. 3 heretics slain and 1 knight saved. Just like that. You certainly live up to your reputation, Mistress Moiko. What happened here, sir? Is there no one else? We were caught in a furious blizzard north of here, my lord. Not but white all around. Until we saw shapes moving toward us. Running towards us. With naked steel in their hands. I cut down a few of the bastards who came close, but the others. They were shouting and screaming. But after a while, I could hear unfamiliar voices. Or only hear unfamiliar voices. I found my way to the camp, hoping to hide while the storm passed. But the heretics tracked you here. Aye. My lord, the heretics' hideaway lies somewhere to the north. We must move quickly, before the snow buries all traces of their passing. For my brothers, we must. Have faith, sir. Justice will be done. But first we must see you to safety. I can still fight. No, you can't. Shut up. He has the right of it, Mistress Moiko. Whatever remains of the Heretics' trail will be gone with the next snowfall. But we cannot very well leave our friend here. I will see him to Falcon's Nest and gather reinforcements. In the meantime, I would have you search the area to the north of the camp for signs of the attack. Should you pick up the Heretics' trail, do not wait for me. Follow it back to their lair forthwith. And be sure to leave some clear footprints. Great. I couldn't finish reading in time. I can't believe they put this aggroed mob, or this mob within aggro range, of an NPC that you talk to for the main story quest. I think they're normally pretty good about not doing that. You were saying? I realize that this plan may leave you in considerable danger, but I see no alternative. Rest assured we will not be far behind, and Komoi, thank you. Do not concern yourself with our wounded man. When he has caught his breath, I shall see him back seem safely back to Falcon's Nest. Great idea, Artoriel. Send the woman that knows nothing of this area out into the area where people got lost in a blizzard. I guess there's no blizzard now. What's the RP way to get down from here? Down the hill that way and then taking the path along the river. That's the RP way. Just pretend we did that. Oh, and here we go. And I'm realizing we're in the exact same situation that I was in last episode, where I barely have any time for this. But I'm going to do it, just like last episode. Guess I'm going over on time again. This will just make the episode symmetric in that regard. Lo and behold, there's now a blizzard. The tracks continue to the north. How dangerous can a snowstorm be? Says Komoi. No instructions, just find it. Footprints this way. I seem to recall seeing something about some people having issues with this quest. I never did on my main character. I think it's pretty straightforward, literally. No companion, even though we're just kind of wandering around here. No mounting either. Straight line says this way. I'm pretty sure this quest was straightforward. Not bad. I'm going to deal with you. Which one of these does this thing? There we go. Just stay right there. You too. Oh, that's a once every 25 seconds thing. That one slows, right? That's also once every few seconds or something. Where are those damn footprints? Well, Komoi is lost. I'm sure if we keep on heading north, we'll pick up the trail. Surely. Footprints? In the snow? Maybe? Oh, I just lost? I think I'm lost. Okay. Maybe we go back to the footprints after all. Great idea, Artoriel. Send the woman into the blizzard to find the reconnaissance party that got lost. If the reconnaissance party got lost, how are we supposed to find them? It's okay. We're the Warrior of Light. We can do anything. We can even find footprints. Actually, where are the first footprints that we had? We're not even exploring the map, like not uncovering it. This makes it all that much more harder. No mounting either. Okay. I'm going to get so lost that I'm not even going to be able to find the footprints that I started on. Where did I begin this quest? Over that way. Stop. Literally, stop. And you. We started down there, huh? Well, if we jump down, we're gonna die instantly when these things attack us. How'd I end up here? Get out of here. Could you stop? Are we out of range yet? Just don't want to get too close to that thing. There we go. Alright, so the footprints were over down here somewhere. We maybe can't see it. Okay, we're lost. We're lost ourselves in the search party. This is typical. We're actually so lost, like Como is actually going to need a rescue party of her own. Great. Well, Como is going to do the thing that you should do when you get lost and just stand in one place, waiting for help, even if she's supposed to be the one coming to rescue the others. Now would be a good time to take a break.